Alors, let's rock and roll. Hi, this is Steve Gambacorta. I have the pleasure today to interview Ryan Hamada, who is a very good friend of mine and used to have a job in telesales here in London. That's how we met. And then he went on to build an online business from scratch and completely replace his income. So, Ryan, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Tiz.
Excellent, excellent. So, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the interview, tell me a little bit more about you, what you're doing now, what you're up to.
Well, I was born in a small town in France, and I lived many years in the UK, in London, like you said, where we met. And at the time, I used to work in sales, did many sales jobs until 2009, where I got fed up of the 9 to 5 grind and decided to quit my job and start an online business. And since then, it's been an incredible journey of living life by design, living life on my own terms, thanks to my online business.
Excellent. So, tell us a little bit more. How did you get to where you are today, right?
Yeah, so at the time when I was looking for a way to make an income using the internet, and I attended a certain number of seminars, and eventually I came across something called affiliate marketing, and that concept of promoting other people's product and getting a commission for it really got me excited because it was quite similar to selling, only it was online.
Right.
So I really got excited by the idea. So came back, made a lot of research, and one thing I learned is the best way to promote affiliate promote product as an affiliate is to build a list and using email marketing, adding value to subscribers, and once in a while promote product. So that's the road I chose.
Got it.
And
And
go
so,
ahead.
where are you now? What are you up to? What? Tell us a little bit more about your achievements.
So today I have a list of 50,000 subscribers,
Cool.
primarily in the self-help niche, but I also have leads in the forex niche and the fitness niche, but primarily the self-help niche. And I started with zero and gradually built that list into 50,000.
Cool. Cool. So, how do you monetize the list? What's the business model?
It's a great question. So the business model is very straightforward. I use what I call the one email a day strategy,
Okay.
where basically you every day you send an email to your subscriber where you add value. You share with them content. You share a little bit about your life, and in the PS or at the end of the email, you promote a relevant offer. It's
I see.
very smooth. It's a great way to promote product without being pushy or salesy. You add value and you make an offer. One
I
email
see.
a day. Yeah,
Excellent. Excellent. Cool. Cool. That's
yeah,
that's that's kind of an interesting business model. It reminds me of something that I think John Alanis does as well, right? In
yes,
with his subscribers. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Cool. So give us kind of a an idea for the size of your business. So are you working alone? Do you have people working with you? You have freelancers.
Yeah, so I write my newsletter myself, and I have someone in the state who proofread my content. So I would
Uh
say
huh.
I'm a one man band with one proofreader in the states. So we basically two. Once in a while, I may hire people on website like Upwork to do certain jobs, but they're not permanent people I work with.
I see.
But it's
How
pretty
do you
much one man
a one man
business.
band?
Yeah.
And you mentioned how having this business setup allowed you to travel 30 different countries, and you've been living, I know, in so many cool places. You've been spending, many months in Asia, I know, many months in South America and Canada. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about what being an entrepreneur allowed you to do in terms of travel and lifestyle.
Sure, sure. So as my list grew, my income grew, and I was able to replace my salary. And because I wasn't tied to any particular location, because everything is online,
Yeah.
I started a journey of travel, and that allowed me to visit. I've been everywhere in Asia, Vietnam, Japan, South Korea, and many more other countries. I visited South America, obviously Europe, many countries in Europe, and all this because I'm not dependent on any location and everything's online. So that's pretty much like my dream job.
Your dream job.
Absolutely, if you can call that a job.
Talking about job and lifestyle, which
Yeah.
which in this case they go hand in hand. Is there like a particular morning routine that you have that you'd like to share? Anything specifically that you do before you go to bed or when you wake up?
Yeah. So I would say I have personal routines and business routines. So I would like to talk about the personal routines.
Sure.
So one thing I do every morning is I take a cold shower. I know it's not really glamorous, but I love to do it because it helped me to save me time in the morning, because a lot of studies have shown that it can take 2 to 3 hours to be fully awake during the day.
Right.
But when you take a cold shower, you in 10 seconds you're just up, you're just fully awake, full of energy. So this is something I've been doing for years now, taking cold shower first thing in the morning. And the next thing I do is I meditate. I meditate 10 to 15 minutes. It's a very important ritual for me. It helps me stay balanced, and it really set the tone for the day. So I was like cold shower, meditation. I also try to find time to exercise. Not always in the morning, but during the day. I usually run or lift weight. So that's I would say that's 3 things I do. I try to do every single day: cold shower, meditation, and exercising.
Interesting. Um, Obviously, so these habits, they contribute to your success. They make you more productive, more
Absolutely.
relaxed, make everything more enjoyable. Business wise, is there a specific habit or routine that you have that you believe contributes to pretty much doing the lifestyle that a lot of people dream of?
Absolutely. The number one habit I have when it comes to my business, and that's something I always advise people to do when they got started, is to track their sales and the number of leads or slash subscribers they have in their business every single day. When I got to my desk, that's the first thing I do. I track, I report how many sales I've done previous days and how many new subscribers I got yesterday. And the reason why I do that is because those are the two, in my opinion, the two most important metrics when you have this kind of business: sales and number of subscribers. So it's very important to track them every single day, first thing in the morning, because if you see that it's not going in the direction you want, you can change course very rapidly. That's why you want to do it every single day.
Interesting. As Dan Kennedy says, I think what doesn't get measured doesn't get improved on.
Absolutely.
So, in terms of goals, okay, of goal setting, what are your major, 3 goals going forward?
When I got started online, my goal was to pay for my rent. That was pretty much all I wanted to do, because my mindset was, if I can pay for my rent, it's a win. Obviously now I can pay for my rent and more, because I make a living from it. So I would say right now my target is really to hit a certain number of subscribers. As a matter of fact, I want to double my list,
Yeah.
and obviously have a 7-figure business. So that would be for me the next, and I know that the financially speaking, the size of my business is going to be in direct proportion of the size of my database, of my subscriber base. So that's something I spend a lot of time on, and I've spent a lot of energy to do.
Interesting. Do you have any specific techniques you use to achieve your goals?
Well, I would say if you want to do this business model, like the email newsletter model, the 1 email a day, obviously you're going to need a mechanism to capture leads. So you have things like lead pages, optimized price, that allow you to create simple one-page website where people can just subscribe to your list. But you don't necessarily have to use those platforms. You can also, for example, if you use, let me step back a little bit. The first thing you need basically is an autoresponder account. That's the number one thing, because you need a place to stock your leads and your subscribers. So I personally use Aweber, but you can use Aweber, you can use GetResponse, for example. So that would be the first thing to do, get an autoresponder account. Then you need software like Leadpage or something like Optimize Press, so that you can capture leads and send them directly to Aweber or GetResponse. But you can also create the same web form in Aweber. As a matter of fact, a lot of my campaign, I send people directly on a web form that I created in Aweber directory, and that is hosted by Aweber.
I see.
Yeah.
And so, is that something that you didn't do when you started your business and you wish you had done?
Well, yes. If I had to do it again, I would build my list much faster. I wouldn't have waited so long to do it.
I see.
Because at the time I was doing what we call direct linking. I was sending the traffic straight to the offer. So you may make a sale, but you're not building an asset. And I would say my business, the asset is the subscriber, the subscriber I have, and the relationship I've built with them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Tell us about say a major challenge that you faced as you built the business.
I would say one of the big challenge is making money, but not enough to make a living from it. I think it's a very frustrating position, because somehow you have the proof that it works, but it's not working well enough so that you're fully convinced that it will work for you long term. And I think you have that time where you see the light, but you're not totally sure it will work, and it can be very frustrating and can create a lot of doubt. So I would say, if you're going through that phase, to just hold on tight and just keep going, because eventually you will make the shift and you will make enough money to make a living from it. But if you don't keep going, it will never happen.
Right. Is that how you overcame the challenge?
Yes, absolutely. I just kept going. At the time, I had a lot of doubt, because I was like, okay, it works. I make money, but will I make enough money to pay, to make a living from it, like fully, like replace my salary? But what kept me going is, if I don't try right now to do everything I can to make it work, it's not going to happen later. If I give up now, I'm done. I would never do it again. I would get back to a job, and I'm done. So yeah, just hold tight and just keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Interesting. What and I know this is kind of it's a big question, kind of a pie in the sky question. What do you think is holding you back from reaching your next milestone now?
I believe the only thing that holding me back to reach my next milestone are my skills, because what got me here, what got me here won't got me there. So I always tell people, if you're stuck right now, you probably lack the skill to reach the goal you have right now. So I would say it's a it's a never-ending process of skill development and skill improvement, because like I said, what got you here won't get you there. So the skill to get 50,000 subscribers, they won't be they might be similar, but they won't be totally the same to get to 100,000 or to 500,000 subscribers. And the strategy I may have used a few years ago, they're not going to be as effective now in 2017. So I have to learn the new strategy, the new traffic techniques, the new concept that will help me actually reach that goal now.
Makes sense. Your favorite book?
Sorry?
Your favorite book?
My favorite book, The 4 Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, really a game changer. Show me the light. So yeah, really I recommend this book.
Your favorite online tool, if you have one?
My favorite, I would say Aweber,
Okay.
because that's what I use every day. That's where all my database is. So Aweber, yeah.
Is there a particular blog or a website that you like and you follow?
I don't have any particular website or blog I follow, but I would say I would give people this advice: is whatever tool you use, subscribe to their blog or their newsletter. Because, for example,
Right.
I read a Weber newsletter every time when it come up. I just read it. Any tool I use, if Lead Pages has a new blog post, I'll make sure I spend some time reading it, because usually these will be knowledge that you can use right now, because obviously you have the tools, you're using them every day. So whatever content those companies put out there, consume it. I think
Makes
that's,
sense.
yes, very.
Is there someone, be it a friend, family, a CEO or a famous person that you follow and admire?
Well, I would say I love Tony Robbins for the whole mindset thing. I remember in my early days when I got started listening to a lot of Tony Robbins to keep me motivated and keep me going. So definitely I would say Tony Robbins because of the mindset.
Tony Robbins.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
interesting. Now, for those who are,
Excuse me, maybe another one I would say is Dan Kennedy. You mentioned it
uh,
earlier. Yeah, more on the business mindset and the no BS approach to business. Dan Kennedy, like I highly recommend you read anything Dan Kennedy wrote.
absolutely,
Particularly
absolutely,
one book, Time Management for Entrepreneur.
Time Management for Entrepreneurs
I think it's one
by
of
Dan
his,
Kennedy.
yes, one of his best books. Yeah.
Amazing book. Yes. I remember one of the very first books that I read by Dan Kennedy was, I think it was No BS Management of People and Profits or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
Amazing book.
Amazing book. Yeah.
He writes some really good stuff. Yeah, amazing guy. So,
Yes.
um, for those who are, either starting a business from scratch but haven't made it quite yet online, or maybe those who still, are in some form of employment and are looking to escape the rat race and set up their own business, what would be your kind of number one piece of advice?
Well, the number one piece of advice is to set goals. That's the basic of any success. You have to know where you're going if you want to get there. So you want to set realistic goals. Like I said, when I got started, my goal was to pay for my rent, and that's a way to do it. But you have to set an income goal. I think it's very important, and something that is realistic, something that excites you, and at the same time, you can achieve in a reasonable amount of time. And I would say when you've set a goal, become a student of online marketing. Learn everything you can until you find an approach or a way of doing online marketing that speak to you and feel right to you. And when you've found it, go full out in this one thing and stick to it. Like I said earlier, eventually I came across affiliate marketing. It spoke to me, it made sense to me, got me excited. I felt that I could make it work, so I just went full out 100% into affiliate marketing. I didn't do AdSense, I didn't try to create my own product. I just focused on affiliate marketing, and that's why I became successful. So that would be my advice. Yeah.
Hmm, interesting. So, find something that speaks to you
Yeah.
and go for it
Yeah. I set a goal, set an income goal.
and set a goal. Of course, of course. Um, for someone who's, and I know this is kind of a difficult question, but what do you think is a realistic income goal for someone who wants to go full time?
I believe the $1,000 a month mark is a symbolic. I'm talking about someone as zero, who's doing zero. Okay. I believe the $1,000 a month mark is at the same time realistic and challenging enough to push someone forward. I really recommend people to set that goal. I really believe it's realistic, and there's something about reaching $1,000 a month that really shifts your mindset, because I feel anything below $1,000 is maybe not exciting enough, and anything above 1,000 may feel like 2,000, 3,000 may feel a bit too much. So $1,000 a month is a great number in my opinion.
$1,000.
Yeah, $1,000 a month. It's almost $30 per day. It's if you get a product like you say, on average, you for example, for typical ClickBank information product, you may get $30, $35 commission.
Right.
If you can sell one a day, you get your $1,000 a month. So sure. I like this one a day thing. It's realistic if you get started.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you if people want to get in touch with you, they kind of want to get started with affiliate marketing, is that something you help people with, or you just do it for yourself?
I'm mostly do it for myself. I rarely take mentee. Sometimes I mentor people, but I don't do that full time. But if people are interested to be mentored by me, they can just reach out to me on ryanhamada.com and shoot me an email, and we'll take it from there.
That's ryanhamada.com.
Yes.
So that's RYANHAMADA.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. I think we're about to wrap up this interview. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I would say you just have, as corny as it sounds, you just have one life. So if you don't feel fulfilled in your job, and you know that deep down you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to do something online, it's something you're serious about, I would really encourage you to get started. Like I said, set a goal, become a student of online marketing, get to know the universe of online marketing, because there are so many ways to make money online, and there's so many strategies and ways to go about it, as you notice, because you're an expert in online marketing too. And when you find something that speaks to you, get you excited, makes sense to you, go 100% into it, and keep going, and build that list if that's what you want to do, and make one sale after the other and grow your business, because that might change your life. That's what we say to people.
That may change your life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Like.
Very good. Thank you so much, Ryan. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All the best. Thanks for sharing this insight with us.
Thank you. Take care, my friend.